Well, you're welcome to the AM News now. Some parents with wards in schools on the University of Ghana campus Monday morning protested the decision of the authorities not to allow them entry without a car sticker. The parents, out of anger, also decided to block the entrance to the university. That's on the Gimpa side of the university, in the process denying other vehicles access to the campus. Some angry parents are calling for the immediate removal of the Vice Chancellor of the University of Ghana. According to the persons, this because of his refusal to allow them entry into the campus.
The authorities at the university had warned about 2 weeks ago plans to restrict access to the campus. This was after government asked authorities to stop the collection of tolls from motorists entering the university campus. The authorities had then advised that vehicles wishing to access the university could put in an application for special car stickers, which a number of the parents with their wards on the campus did not have this morning. It was particularly chaotic at the Gimpa entrance to the university, where parents had to park their cars and walk their wards to school. The angry parents called for the head of the Vice Chancellor.
My question right here is, this Chancellor is violating the Commerce Clause, which is freedom of movement, freedom of vehicles, freedom of everything. But if this person he keeps violating our freedom of movement, I think the Education Minister has the authority to fire this person, the Chancellor. And if she did fire him in the first place, this second incident wouldn't have happened. The next form of action for us is we're going to lobby the Education Minister and make sure this Chancellor gets removed from office.
Exactly. Thank you. Others describe the 400 Ghana cedis per annual sticker as outrageous.
We went to inquire of the sticker and they said it's 400 Ghana per annum per vehicle. And we said, why? So they have repackaged the 1 CD toll into the sticker. Then what kind of productivity are we talking about? What kind of productivity are we talking about? If you package a sticker, the toll into stickers, and the vehicles buy it, they will charge the students. Then we are back to square one.
The truth is, I can bring out my money from my bag, the money to pay for the sticker. But I just think it's not fair. And in solidarity with most of the parents who are around here, I think we should let the authorities know they are not doing the right thing. They knew we're not staff of the University of Ghana, and yet they admitted our awards here. They've been here for a while. We pay more fees than they do for the awards, and that is fine with them. So why the sudden thing that if you think we can't pay 400 Ghana cedis a year or 150 Ghana cedis every 3 months, we should withdraw our children in the middle of the term, in the middle of the academic year? Which school will admit them? That the VC says education is not for the poor, and therefore if you think we are too poor to pay that amount to bring our children, we should withdraw them. If indeed he did say that, it's very unfortunate that an intellectual should talk this way.
Though the university authorities eventually backed down and allowed free access to the university, it was not clear whether the situation has been completely resolved.
Position is that we need to be granted legitimacy of that recognition, that we are also members of the university community. Because the basic school does not belong to any private individual. It belongs to the university. And we don't come here for fun. We come here because of our children. So if we are coming because of our children, then they must give us that right and that access. And that's the reason why we come.
JoyNews checks, however, indicate one other entrance to the university, the Bani Hostel Link, is however still closed to vehicles without University of Ghana stickers. Matilda Vamaga for JoyNews, Accra.
The Ghana Highway Authority has assured motorists who ply the Accra-Tema motorway of reduced traffic congestion on the expressway after it completes a temporary diversion currently being constructed on the route. The diversion is being created to enable engineers repair a broken bridge on the Accra-bound lane. Authorities explain it should be open to traffic once safety measures have been approved.
The Ghana Highway Authority had indicated last week that the diversion through the speed lane of the Tema-bound stretch would be completed and open to traffic by today, Monday, 17th March. Our checks, however, indicate though work on the 100-meter diversion appeared completed, it was still closed as at Monday afternoon. But the Road Safety Director of the Ghana Highway Authority, Victor Owusu, explained the diversion will be opened after warning signs have been erected.
We have a number of road traffic signs that are going to be put in place. The first one is going to be provided about 2 kilometers away, informing the motorists that there is work going on, and there will be some diversional signs, cautionary signs, and information signs, and these are going to be provided at specific intervals, such that we don't unduly load the drivers, driving task, but we'll provide them in such a way that the driver will be able to absorb the message and process them before they react. So hopefully by tomorrow, the diversion will be open to traffic.
So in the meantime, motorists traveling to Accra will keep to the left lane to avoid the gaping hole in the currently disused lane.
What I'm gathering is that authorities are considering creating another diversion on the right side of the motorway to ease traffic. Currently, visibility stages are going on to see if this is going to be possible. If that happens, motorists are going to exit somewhere at Ajay Kodo and then get back onto the motorway at Nungwa Farms. From the Accra-Tema motorway, Adelaide Arthur for JoyNews.
Ghana's Minister of Energy is in Nigeria to hold discussions with officials of the West African gas pipeline as part of latest effort to resolve challenges in the country's energy sector. President John Mahama announced that discussions should lead to an improvement in gas flows to help boost power generation.
The trip comes at a time when the country is experiencing a significant shortfall in electricity generation due to the unavailability of gas from the pipeline, which takes its source from Nigeria. This has meant that a number of power plants are currently idle, unable to produce electricity. President Mahama at the meeting with the clergy explained why the country is having to endure another load shedding after earlier giving indications the problem, which became critical last year, had been resolved.
Unfortunately, this year we have the same problem. The pipeline is not broken, but the volumes that Nigeria is piping through the pipeline have dropped to almost zero. And so Asogli is down. Asogli produces 220 megawatts of our generation, and then we have what we call the Mines Reserve Plant that produces another 50 megawatts of our generation. So suddenly we have a drop of 270 megawatts in our power generation, and that is what has led to this emergency load management. I'm dispatching the Minister of Energy to Nigeria today to meet with the West African Gas Pipeline authorities and try to resolve this issue.
According to him, the country's best bet will be the flow of gas from the Jubilee field, as it has become too apparent Ghana can no longer bank its hopes on gas from Nigeria.
This is the reason why I have put my primary focus on delivering our own gas. Happily, the project is moving, in quite a good pace, and as was announced, we hope that by April, the engineering on the gas processing plant will be completed.
The Electricity Company of Ghana has already indicated it will embark on power rationing, which will leave many homes and companies without electricity.
Meanwhile, the Electricity Company of Ghana has announced a power rationing schedule that will be published on Wednesday, March 19, 2014. Director of Communications of the ECG explains this should bring to an end the erratic power outages and give consumers an opportunity to plan.
Initially, we started with emergency load management. At that time, we were not very sure of the quantum of deficit we were dealing with. And so we started with emergency load shedding, where we put off the power and at any time and put it on. It was a bit erratic and very fluid. As we speak now, we have confirmed. We have conferred with our stakeholders, and we can confirm that we are managing a quantum of 160 megawatts during the day of peak period and 350 megawatts during the peak period. So now we are going to draw a program, and that's going to be the load shedding, and that's where we have specific, or we have numbers now to deal with. We have the quantum we are dealing with, we have the time frame, for example, so we can now draw a program. It's going to be national, and the regions are bringing in their schedules, and so we will incorporate that into a comprehensive national program. By Wednesday, we should publish a national program by Wednesday.
William Boateng is unsure when the load shedding exercise will end, but adds the situation is as a result of low gas supply from Nigeria.
It's a low gas pressure, so inadequate gas from Nigeria to Ghana is one factor. There's also mandatory maintenance and some shutdown of the machines for increase in capacity. And so these are all the factors that have culminated to this particular position where we have some, we have inadequate generation. They are working on it, and they inform us that they give some timelines that we should give them about 1 week. This particular machine will come on board. The following 3 weeks, this will come on board. Then it will be relieving the system, and gradually we'll get out of it. But I'm unable to state specifically the dates. I think that when you contact VRA and other stakeholders, they will inform you about that.
He assures the ECG is working around the clock to minimize the effects of the energy situation on Ghanaians.
If you take the gas, for example, you know that we have started our own Ghana Gas Company has started working to produce our own gas. That's a major step, you know, towards depending on others for us to fuel our machines. We have other independent power processes coming into the system to increase our capacity. Some are already on the ground, some are working already to increase their capacity and increase our generation. So we want to get the generation right. As we speak now, it's very far, but when you go, we have an installed capacity of 2,800. What we don't have is the fuel, for example, the gas to power all of them, and some maintenance works that's going on. And so long as the capacity is there, when we get the fuel coming in, including our gas and others, things will be right. And so we are going to get there, definitely. Yeah. Nobody foresaw the fact that we won't have enough gas when we signed the agreement with WAP, or West African Gas Pipeline now.
Etonamsi, Joy News.
The Ghana Revenue Authority has entered a bilateral agreement with the Royal Netherlands to modernize the processes of revenue collection. The move, according to the GRA, will make customs administration more transparent and efficient.
The Royal Netherlands has finally consented to a tax modernization program for the GRA after 4 years of discussions. The 2-year agreement will take customs officials to the Netherlands to be trained in customs valuation, lab draft, examination of goods, among others, to help in revenue collection.
The area of customs is one area where it has been difficult for us to obtain expertise to modernize the customs processes and procedures and the way we do things. So when the offer came from the Dutch to give us the assistance, we seized the opportunity with both hands, and the cooperation has been very beneficial and fruitful, and it holds even greater promise.
For the Netherlands, the agreement is a major step to modernizing customs administration in Ghana.
In general, when you look at, for example, customs, and you start to modernize customs, what you see is that systems get much more transparent. People know from both sides what to expect. And you see rapid increases in revenue on the one hand, because people know that there is no benefit in evading customs, and on the other hand also the room for deals like, for example, smuggling becomes less. So that will be largely beneficial for Ghana. If everybody pays his dues or her dues as he or she should, that would be a large benefit for Ghana.
The program will follow a gap analysis and needs assessment of the customs division of the GRA and provide the required solutions.
President John Dramani Mahama has affirmed his belief in prayer and his ability to make things happen. At an interaction with heads of Christian organizations at the Flagstaff House here in Accra, however, he explained prayer alone would not work unless individuals and nations seize opportunities which become available. The Christian leaders were at the presidency to deliberate over this year's proposed National Prayer and Thanksgiving Week. A report by Gifty Andoapia.
The Christian leaders were at the Flagstaff House at the behest of the president to deliberate on issues of national interest and plan towards the National Prayer and Thanksgiving ceremony. Among the issues which came up was the apparent waning interest in the event.
The main issue I had wanted to discuss was how to structure and organize this year's National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving. I had gotten some suggestions about a restructuring of the program, and so I wanted to hand it over to you so that you would advise how the program should be held. But
parties agreed that the Christian Council engage stakeholders on the National Prayer event and report back in 2 weeks.
Within 2 weeks to gather all those who are stakeholders in the various council and come back to the leadership and tell us something. So I think that is my suggestion, if that works with His Excellency and everybody else, so that as we leave here, we have an action plan.
There has been suggestions that the various churches hold separate prayer sessions on the day, but President Mahama indicated his preference for a national event and reiterated his belief in prayer.
We would leave the rest to you. I'm sure a lot of ideas came up, including that we continue to have a national event, and I think I agree with the proposal that we must continue to have a national event that is held in a national arena that we all can congregate and do the Thanksgiving. Prayer is important. Nobody says that you should pray alone, and I don't believe that prayer alone is what should happen. God opens opportunities for us, and we should pray for God to open those opportunities. But when He has opened the opportunities for us, we must take advantage of those opportunities ourselves. And so, yes, prayer is useful, but at the same time, we must gather up ourselves and take advantage of the opportunities that God opens for us, both as individuals and as nations.
The National Prayer and Thanksgiving Week was institutionalized by late President John Atani as a week when all religious bodies in Ghana would come together to pray for the country's progress and also thank God for His blessings on the nation. Gifty Andoapia, JoyNews, Flagstaff House.
Well, at the end of that meeting, Archbishop Duncan Williams offered a powerful prayer against what he termed the mysterious fires and also sought God's intervention to arrest Ghana's challenged economy. While he was not reacting directly to the prayer by Archbishop Duncan Williams, the head pastor of the International Central Gospel Church, Pastor Mensa Otabil, in a separate sermon, told his congregation prayers were not the answers to Ghana's troubled economy. He said a nation can pray and fast all it wants, but it does not put the necessary plans in place, it will still face challenges with its economy. He said no country has developed without a vision and well-implemented plans for development. Speaking to Joy News on the matter, the General Secretary of the Christian Council, Reverend Dr. Kwabena Opuni Frimpong, said the nation needs a combination of prayers and proper planning for the country to develop. Well, that's it for the AM News. Before we go, though, a quick run through the top headlines. President Mahama has called on all religious bodies to deliberate over this year's National Prayer and Thanksgiving Week.
Many of you going through power rationing. Now it has been formalized, and we're being told by the Electricity Company of Ghana that from March 19, that is on Wednesday, for many of you also tomorrow, we're going to have a formalized, published rationing schedule that all of you will become very much conversant with.
Well, so that's it. For more news, do log on to myjoyonline.com. Sports is up shortly with Baba Tando, and it's brought to you by Cowbell. Stick with us right here on the AM show.
All right, back to sale.
Good morning, I am Baba Tando. Time now to talk sports. Ketsi Cowbell. Now let's begin from the camp of the national under-17 female team, the Black Maidens. Remember that last Saturday they beat People's Republic of Korea by 2-0 in their Group B opener in the ongoing FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup in Costa Rica. Now, the next game is today, and the Black Maidens face Germany in another daunting task. Now, can the Black Maidens repeat what they did against Korea Republic? Remember that in Azerbaijan 2 years ago, the Black Maidens had to play Germany twice. In their group game, in the group stage, they were beaten by Germany 2-1. And then they beat the Germans for the third place medal. That's bronze in the third and fourth place match inside Azerbaijan. And so today they meet Germany for the third time in 2 years. The match will be played in Liberia. That's going to be Group B's first match. And then in the other Group B match, Canada, who drew 2-2 with Germany in their first game, would also play against People's Republic of Korea. Now, barely 2 weeks after a referee, Kofi Ando, was actually assaulted and died days later, there's another insurgence of crowd violence against a referee. Now, Techiman FC and Unity FC played a match in Division 2 over the weekend, and Class 1 referee Ali Al-Hassan was assaulted.
Class 1 referee Ali Al-Hassan from Tamale was kicked, slapped and chased across the field by irate players, fans and team officials after issuing a yellow card during a Division 1 league match played between Unity FC and Techiman FC over the weekend. The incidents took place a week after another referee, Che Ando, lost his life in a second division game in the Western region. The trouble began when a Unity FC player was penalized for fisting the ball into the net of Techiman City in the 25th minute of the game. The home fans, who thought the referee should have awarded a goal, pounced on him, seized his card and tore his shirt. Despite the presence of 5 police officers on duty, fans of Unity FC managed to scale the inner perimeter and attack the referee in full glare of the Ghana Football Association Ethics Committee Chairman Nana Ejay Ampofo. The game was held temporarily for 35 minutes when the referee was given some medication and was forced by the home fans to continue with the match. Both the Ghana Football Association and the Referees Association are yet to make a comment about the incident.
Meanwhile, concerning the death of Che Ando, the Ghana Football Association is awaiting an autopsy report from pathologists tomorrow, actually, before they decide when the referee will be buried, as far as police investigations also as long as police investigations also continue into the matter. Away from Ghana, let's get to Europe, and tonight there's UEFA Champions League action. Schalke 04, they face a Herculean task. They would have to overturn a 6-1 deficit they suffered at the hands of Real Madrid a couple of weeks ago in the first leg in the round of 16 match. Tonight, the game will be played at the Santiago Bernabeu in Spain. Real Madrid hosts Schalke 04. And then in the other game, Chelsea played for a 1-1 draw against Galatasaray in Turkey 2 weeks ago. Now, today's fixture is slated for tonight at the Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea once again hosts Galatasaray. It's a game of equals. Any one of them stands an equal chance of winning. So Chelsea, Galatasaray, Real Madrid, Schalke 04 for Champions League tonight. And also remember that Ghana is in action today at the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. That's the Black Maidens. They go into today's game against Germany. If you say a prayer, do say one for them. And would also bring you more reactions from government's budget for the Black Stars for the 2014 FIFA World Cup in Brazil on news today. My name is Baba Tando. Sports is made possible by the kind courtesy of Cowbell. AM show continues after this.